Smart Child Zone presents Particle Motion and Energy. People often think of temperature as how hot or cold something is. But what exactly is temperature? Temperature is a measure of kinetic energy. Every substance is made up of particles. The temperature of a substance is related to the kinetic energies of these particles. If a substance is hot, its particles tend to have a large amount of kinetic energy. The particles in a substance have kinetic energy because they are moving. The particles are constantly in motion, even if the substance does not appear to be moving. This rubber ball contains many small, moving particles. Select all of the statements that are true about the rubber ball shown. Like all matter, the ball is made up of particles that are constantly moving. Even if the ball is sitting still, the particles that make up the ball are still moving. A substance's temperature is a measure of the kinetic energies of the substance's particles. So the ball's temperature depends on the kinetic energies of the particles that make up the ball. When a substance is hot, its particles generally have a large amount of kinetic energy. When a substance is cold, its particles do not move as much. That means the particles tend to have less kinetic energy. Most of the substances around you exist in three common states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. In each state of matter, the particles in a substance behave in a different way. Match each state of matter to the correct diagram. For gas, particles are spread far apart. For solid, particles are packed tightly. For liquid, particles are also close together, but not as close as solids. All substances are made up of small particles of matter that are constantly moving. In a gas, these particles can move freely and tend to be far from one another. In fact, the space a gas takes up is mostly empty. Gas particles move quickly and randomly. They travel in straight lines, changing direction whenever they collide with each other or with the walls of their container. Even though there is a lot of space between particles in a gas, collisions occur frequently because the particles are moving so fast. Which of the following statements are true about gas particles? Select all that apply. Gas particles frequently collide with each other. They also frequently collide with the walls of their container. Gas particles are not tightly packed or crowded together. Instead, they move freely and tend to be far apart. All substances, including gases, are made up of small particles of matter that are constantly moving. The diagrams below show two pure samples of gas in identical closed, rigid containers. Each colored ball represents one gas particle. Both samples have the same number of particles. Compare the average kinetic energies of the particles in each sample. Which sample has the higher temperature? Each particle in the two samples has the same mass, and the particles in both samples have the same average speed. So, the particles in both samples have the same average kinetic energy. Because the particles in both samples have the same average kinetic energy, the samples must have the same temperature. For more videos and other useful materials, Visit us at www.smartchildzone.com/videos. Register your child and have access to our unlimited number of question and answer exercises. Visit www.smartchildzone.com.